American Poet, Elegy for the Light, First Edition, Revision X, Joseph Leo Hickey III, cover illustrations by Danielle Cohen, introductory information. This book takes place in a fictional version of the years 2021 and 2022, and follows the adventures of 9 fictional disenfranchised characters. All these poems have parallel meanings. The story begins in Oakland, California. Jon Doe wakes up not only to news that his fiancée, the Light, was stranded in Afghanistan and was killed by the Taliban, but also to news that he has been fired from his job on the same day, due to an authoritarian law unilaterally enacted by the President Maskedman in order to combat a disease, but in reality was a thinly veiled excuse to put most of his political enemies on the street. Galway Girl, a student from Ireland, learns she is stranded in California. Esperanza, a refugee from Cuba, prepares to cross the California border with Mexico. A time-traveling former Catholic priest known only as Father Time conspires to bring all of these people together, and to teach them lessons about the true nature of political and economic power. This book is an open letter to the 535. This is the character list for American Poet, Elegy for the Light.
Character 1, Jon Doe, a young man working a desk job who ends up caught up in the adventure. He is intended to represent the everyday American.
Character 2, Don't Cry Girl, a broken soul.
Character 3, Father Time, a Catholic priest from 1917 who is transported to the modern world mysteriously.
Character 4, Galway Girl, a young woman from Dublin, Ireland, in the United States with a student visa who was unable to return to her country after the economic collapse. An adamant U2 fan.
Character 5, Esperanza, another young woman who originated from Cuba but crossed the U.S. border with Mexico.
Character 6, Joey Rocket, punk rocker who is disillusioned with the world and recently lost his ability to perform or make money.
Character 7, American Poet, the narrator.
Character 8, Satoshi, the legendary inventor of Bitcoin.
Character 9, The Light, the fiancée of Jon Doe who was trapped in Afghanistan and murdered by the Taliban, a journalist.
The lights in the sky, the light of my mind, the sea turns forever. The friends we walked away from, the streets lonely as ever. Emotions always dance in our minds, some stay forever, and others vanish lifetimes away. The life I always dreamed of living was always so close to you. The violence across my heart scars here that nothing will ever illuminate or touch. We walk so far away from the time. Other time steals our days, breaks in and takes until we have none left. Until we have none left. The president and the master lives we dreamed are strewn across the oceans where we could never reach them or put them back together. Ooh. I stare at the screens at night, television in a nightmare for the future, and magazines filled with images that were burned away forever. The tempest of the wind compelling us now and forever to cast out the politicians of our souls. Love still calls us here. I am the last one of my kind, my beating heart, my only alibi. The final desperate moment in my soul to lunge out at forces as desperate as the wind. To us, every locked door in our lives, we will never find the key. Always swell up with pain and fall forever sinking, unable to move forward. Always carrying in our hearts the secret that unfolds the mystery of the fallen stars. They carry me further into the future. We have no My name is Jon Doe. I am the man of few words, but enough inside to flood the oceans and pulverize the degrees of broken hearts. The world has changed, the streets bustling with noise. The iron cases we find ourselves in and take us all around the world. Chance of war and death. We fear what we always knew would come anyway. Nothing we could have done to stop your control. There will be days when we cry out for justice. Until then, we hold on to a memory. When the time is all depleted and we look back on all our past decisions and mistakes, the mist that surrounds our life clouds our vision, and we can only see so far through the fog, cluttering the spaces where we should clearly see the spaces between the stars. Our nation fell backwards and was never able to lift itself up out of its sinking sand, as in a dream and paralyzed, it could not move at all. When we cannot move at all, we wait for the struggle to end until we succumb beneath its grasp. I lost myself in the hope I had for eternity, foolish dreams which we would share together. My mind always tortured by the oceans falling over us, a rain of hail pattering on the roofs of our hearts, knocking on the front door of our hearts, always crashing against my fortifications, imploring me to wave a white flag, but I was not strong enough to stand. When we cry out for justice, until then we hold on to a memory. When the time is all depleted and we look back on all our past decisions and mistakes, the mist that surrounds our life clouds our vision, and we can only see so far through the fog, cluttering the spaces. We should clearly see the spaces between the stars. Our nation fell backwards, but we should clearly see the spaces between the stars. To greet the light inside my heart. I stand here willing to tackle any nightmare head first, diving knowing forever into deep oceans. The seasons passed, but this season of hatred and control never ended. Feel me in the empty spaces inside your heart, and hold the spirit of what cascades against us close to you. Cast out the politicians of your souls. Love still calls you here. There will be days when we cry out for justice. Until then we hold on to a memory. Cast out the politicians of your souls. The love still calls you here. There will be days when we cry justice. Until then, we hold on to a memory. Cast out the politicians of your souls. Love still calls you here. There will be days when we cry out for justice. Until then, we hold on to a memory. Cast out the politicians of your souls. Love still calls you here. There'll be days when we cry out for justice. Until then, we hold on to a memory. As the fear grips our hearts and squeezes us until we can no longer move, the life within our veins fleeting like the swell of our own inspiration. Jon Doe coming home from work and lying on his bed, unable to move with the desperate life in veins, never able to fully come alive again. After the shock, paralyzed, anxiety flooding our heart, and today we still wait for the end of all time. The tension within hearts, when these hearts have nowhere to run, power pressing down on us until we will never again be able to move. The beautiful moments in our life which we hold on to, hoping to never let them go. First kiss after a broken night, handfuls of $100 bills, and we can chart our own futures, but for now he is unsure of what the future holds, and if the light will ever flow through the world again. After the shock, paralyzed, anxiety flooding our heart, and today we still wait for the end of all time. The tension within hearts, when these hearts have nowhere to run, power pressing down on us until we will never again be able to move. The beautiful moments in our life which we hold on to, hoping to never let them go. First kiss after a broken night, handfuls of $100 bills, and we can chart our own futures, but for now he is unsure of what the future holds, and if the light will ever flow through the world again. When the bombs blow off their shells and the world looks bleaker than before, I'll be holding on to what I love. When the life inside me slowly fades, I know that I can live again. Truth of love I found in the darkness. She's more than a miracle. She's the dawning of the world. She'll be with me as we tread through fire. Look for us when we arrive. She sees the spark inside my eyes. We'll scream when everyone is silent. Giving up all my faith, and the love we've had is failing. I will be here holding on to her when we've given away all our hope. She's more than a miracle. She's the dawning of the world. She'll be with me as we tread through fire. Look for us when we arrive. She sees the spark inside my eyes. We'll scream when everyone is silent. giving up all my faith, and the love we've had is failing. I will be here holding on to her when we've given away all our hope. Come away with me, fall with me into my dreams. I hold you closer than the dawning of the sun, promising myself to you like it's rising as each day passes. We are drowned by the love that sticks to us closer than our skin. There's one thing, if there's one thing you should know, I know the pain befalls me like a bitter storm. I know I'm coarse, I know I'm bitter, I know the years have not been kind to me. After all my hopeless daydreaming, I was dazzled at how hard I hit the ground. Tell me what we're always feeling deeper in my soul. The world is tumbling backwards, hold me like the angel that you are. After so long struggling to stand up, the worst pain comes from the war within my heart. We are drowned by the love that sticks to us closer than our skin. There's one thing, if there's one thing you should know, I know the pain befalls me like a bitter storm. I know I'm coarse, I know I'm bitter. We are drowned by the love that sticks to us closer than the sun, promising myself to you like it's rising, like it's rising as each day passes. We are drowned by the love that sticks to us closer than our skin. If there's one thing, if there's one thing you should know, I know the pain befalls me like a bitter storm. I know I'm coarse, I know I'm bitter, I know the years have not been kind to me. After all my hopeless daydreaming, I was dazzled at how hard I hit the ground. Tell me what we're always feeling deeper in my soul. The world is tumbling backwards, hold me like the angel that you are. After so long struggling to stand up, the worst pain comes from the war within my heart.
The light has such a gentle face, and I am subject to the winds that pass away with time. My first love takes me to a universe where I can feel the breeze every night against my skin. Lord, don't take my first love from me. This passing breeze envelops me like the kindness of her arms. I'm sick of the silence and I choke on it. No more apathy, all that's left is change. I am a ghost, I I'm sick of the silence and I choke on it. No more apathy, all that's left is change. I am a ghost, I fade away with the breeze, unnoticed in these hallways, like the joy that is now gone. There is a part of me that wants to get away from drowning in these hallways, to feel the freedom in the spring. Love is not here today. What I once believed is now unrecognizable. I dream of all that's lovelier. Love is not here today. What I once believed is now unrecognizable. I dream of all that's lovelier. Light has such a gentle face, and I am subject to the winds that pass away with time. My first love takes me to a universe where I can feel the breeze every night against my skin. Lord, don't take my first love from me. This passing breeze envelops me like the kindness of her arms. I am a ghost, I fade away with the breeze, unknown. Falling so in love with you, all I see is the promise of our future together. Come and hold me in this dark night. I know we have one more night to get through. We built a home in the castle of sand. When the waves come crashing, I will shelter you with the castle of my heart and the bonds we share. Counting down the days when I can come home to you. I will walk to the terminal, and you will jump into my arms, dreaming all my dreams with you. All I see, the fulfillment of growing old together. Come hold me in the morning and thank God that we made it through the night. We built a home in a castle of sand. When the waves come crashing, I will shelter you with the castle of my heart and the bonds we share. Counting down the days when I can come home to you. I will walk to you. I will walk to the terminal, and you will jump into my arms, dreaming all my dreams with you. All I see, the fulfillment of growing old together. Come hold me in the morning and thank God that we made it through the night. The night. We built a home in the castle of sand. When the waves come crashing, I will shelter you with the castle of my heart and the bonds we share. Counting down the days when I can come home to you. I will walk to you. When the ocean comes to submerge us, and when the dead night swallows you, I will be a lover. I will be right beside you. There is a music that calls to me. I listen to it closely as we're sinking these sands. Every sensation, whether bitter or sweet, overtakes me. I just want to be here in the music. I follow the night in its rhythm. I was led far away from the world I had known, and in these worlds where I can stand alone
and not the worry about the future. I never worry about the world going bankrupt. The love we need always is just out of grasp. The roaring crowd will never make a noise again. Streets now empty, we can never leave our homes. I crave the times before we had, so I ventured out of my home alone, hoping no one would know I had left. I walked the streets for 3 miles until I came to the house where she lived, and she was not there, because I remembered she no longer lived there. After so many years, worlds always drift apart. The trash and silence littered streets, and the sun set, and I walked home, remembering the days when we all swore we would love, happy hands to lead us where we never wanted to go. So I inhabited the world in my mind and went back home and took a drink of my own poisonous thoughts and was the anthem of my sorrows, the glow of the coming silent apocalypse will light up my dreams and make it when cliff obstacles. They call my name, and I never hear. I fall in love with people in places that were never real, as if reality itself was slipping from my arms. My home, which I had been away from, I slip into dreams in which all my friends hate me, in which the world itself is sinking into its own sins. The currency of our hearts was always inflating, the rubble left behind from so many years of torment. The rubble left behind from so many years of torment. The homes we built that were destroyed will never be rebuilt by us again. No more freedom, no longer will we dream about rolls of currency that could take us far away across the world. 'Cause as it seems, nowhere at all in the world is safe. Things we spent together with friends now all faded away, like a hangover in my heart and ulcer in my soul. The dirty streets in fickle winds of the world that could take us far away across the world. Fast it seems, nowhere at all in the world is safe. Days we spent together with friends now are fading away, like a hangover in my heart, a ulcer in my soul. It takes us far away across the world, because as it seems, nowhere ever will we dream about roads in the world.
I can't imagine the pain in the heart of the one left behind. You're my true religion, all the others lie to me. You're the forbidden apple falling from my heart. All my dark desires, you offer them all to me. Find me in the darkness and I will finally breathe. There's a place in my soul where my light no longer shines. There's a war in my heart where the love no longer thrives. I came down like an angel, I was angry with the world. I offered you compassion and you, John, fell in love. All your dark desires, you found everything you want. I'll find you in the darkness and you will finally breathe. Jon Doe calling out to me. I can hear you singing melodies, songs we used to sing all from across the world. I have a hope inside me burning brightly, bursting out loudly to glorious songs we used to sing are now all across the world. You are more than my lover, you are more than music, you are the future I hope for. You are the light that leads me to a place where I can sing in the ocean of passion song. You are more than my lover, you are more than music, you are the future I hope for. You are the light that leads me to a place where I can sing in the ocean of passion and song. You're down like an angel, I was angry with the world. I was angry with the world. I was angry with the world. I came down like an angel, I was angry with the world. I offered you compassion and you, John, fell in love. All your dawn, all your dawn, all your dawn. I came down like an angel, I was angry with the world. I offered you compassion and you, John, fell in love. All your dark desires, like an angel, I was angry with the world. I offered you compassion and
can hear you singing melodies, songs we used to sing all from across the world. I have a hope inside me, burning brightly, buzzing loudly to glorious songs we used to sing. But now all across the world, you are more than my lover, you are more than music. You are the future I hope for, you are the light that leads me to a place where I can sing in the ocean of passionate song. You are more than my lover, you are more than music. You are the future I hope for, you are the light that leads me to a place where I can sing in the ocean of passion song. You are more than my lover, you are more than music. You are the future I hope for, you are the light that leads me to a place where I can sing all the future I hope for. You are the light that leads me to a place. The dusty streets of the city, never touched by the light of the stars. Always darkness and smog hovering over the world. Pictures of what we preach with our words, strewn across the news, lip unable to move, tangled, tortured. This is my elegy for this light across the empty streets. I am not afraid. I walk forever away from the memories of the past, tormented by the rage in my soul. Pages of the history of our experiences, blown apart in the wind, fading so far in the opposite direction of the lonely road I walk in this life, with no telling what I will find if I take one more step forward toward the darkness, the streets of Oakland, California. The poem itself, now these streets, as we realize the hopelessness of our own souls, to pack up and leave our own rooms, to go anywhere. Graffiti on the walls of my heart, pointing me to get up and go somewhere far away from here. To leave is my one desire. My heart is elusive, trying to leave my present experience. The echoing nature of the power of reverberating song, of the lonely road I walk in this life, with no telling what I will find if I take one more step forward toward the darkness, the streets of Oakland, California. With no telling what elegy for this light across the empty streets. I am not afraid. I walk forever away from the memories of the past, from the memories of the past, tormented by the rage in my soul. Pages of the history of our experiences, blown apart in the wind, fading so far in the opposite direction of the lonely road I walk in this life, with no telling what I will find if I take one more step forward toward the darkness, the streets of Oakland, California. I heard it somewhere in the distance, the voice of a young woman strumming her guitar, but she was too far. There are no cars in the streets, there are no people, no one leaves, no one ever arrives. Police tread these streets, asking for the reason why I left my home. I lie and walk away, the drowning of the life of silence. The anchor we drop into the water never keeps our ship near our shore. Nothing we could do to tame our own hearts, although locked inside we will always dream of the was down, there would never be music here heard again. And I saw her there. Galway Girl, the only other person who walked the streets of Oakland, poured out her heart to me. We will never stop, the vicious vultures circling above us, waiting for us to stop moving and give up. We were demonized as enemies of the state, lives broken, the light strangulated till she no longer could breathe. She who I had loved, lost forever, left for dead in a nation that was not her home. I told Galway Girl of my experiences, of all my grief, of all of my torment. And she listened to every word I said. In a world divided, the connection with a friend assures we will not be conquered. My protest, my anthem, my glory, my fallen world will be burned and rise transformed. When power fell into the hands of those we never appointed as overlords, we stood there as all separated, locked and distinct in unreachable rooms, unable to communicate or speak. The fog of tears from our eyes blinded us. I strangled the light, but we can only now sing a dirge for what has passed. As we descend into the world of darkness, ruled by those who crush us and twist our arms behind our backs, violently silenced forever. Galway Girl said, I did not say a single word, but was here only to listen. I opened a Corona beer and took a sip, remembering the taste when the world was free. As I listened, I thought about the things I had done, everything I regretted, and everything I was proud of, but was glad that I was free. I followed the pure part of my heart. Jon Doe switched on the TV, and we heard the news reports. Jon Doe switched on the TV, and we heard the news reports. And we can only now sing a dirge for what has passed, as we descend into the world of darkness, ruled by those who crush us and twist our arms behind our backs, violently silenced forever. Violently silent forever. Galway Girl said, I did not say a single word, but was here only to listen. I opened a Corona beer and took a sip, remembering the taste when the world was free. As I listened, I thought about the things I had done, everything I regretted, and everything I was proud of, but was glad that I was free. I followed the pure part of my heart. Jon Doe switched on the TV, and we heard the news reports. Jon Doe switched on the TV, and we heard the news reports.
Galway Girl yelled out, wild nights are luxury or debauchery. Jon Doe added, a chance to pulverize the heart of a nation. It's the endless chant of the Taliban. She stood there and knew her life was over, better dead than locked away with no education.
emptied in a single moment, left stranded and alone. And I take a drink and forget all of these things. Unbridled rage, the world means nothing to me. We take a sip of the gasoline, the tears running down our hearts. We ourselves will never cry, only stand in shock. Pummeled now and forever into the ground. This is not the world I wanted. Yeah. So I gallivant across the city. The crowd can see me rising from the rubble of eternal war. Flash forward into the future and you will forget what we're fighting for. Love conquers all, but hate leaves nothing left to conquer. No souls remaining to crush. This will be my protest. My heart emptied like a magazine. The shell inside me filled with bitter nectar, keeping my mind off what I feel.
Stood, grabbed the mic and shouted, I still have shouting, let's go Brandon, until the whole world hears, but no one can stop the flood of fire from the sky.
I agree, says the President Maskedman, throw them onto the streets and snuff out all the deceased voices who stand against my government. She was left behind in the desert sand, the light strangled until the breath of God is gone. Our hearts have disappeared from within our souls, when everyone was screaming, let's go Brandon. All that's left of us now was a gaping hole. Pain and pleasure, punk rock truly dead, when the corporations all spewing the same message. Fall in line, comply. Deaf to a flood of voices shouting from all the states. No one would come back to save us. There would be nothing left to save 1,000 guns firing off, shouting the message, fall in line, comply. I dream at night of the oceans I sink through, not far from the house of barbed wire. Some suffering soul suffocates, the ringing in my ears. Shredding the candle in the darkest night, we'll break what is beautiful, find out what it is. Forcing those who don't agree to listen to the sound of their loved ones being blown out like a candle. The tone stays in my mind forever, but I will resist forever. Let's go, Brandon. All that's left of us now was a gaping hole. Pain and pleasure, punk rock truly dead. All that's left of us now was a gaping hole. Pain and pleasure. Pain and pleasure, the voices howling from all the states. No one would come back to save us, it would be whole. Pain and pleasure, punk rock truly dead, when the corporations all spewing the same message. Fall in line, comply. Tap to the flood of voices shouting from all the states. From all the states. No one would come back to save us. There would be nothing left to save. 1,000 guns firing out, shouting the message, fall in line, comply. I dream at night of the oceans I sink through, not far from the house of barbed wire. Some suffering soul suffocates, the ringing in my ears. Shredding the candle in the darkest night, we break what is beautiful, find out what it is. Forcing those who don't agree to listen to the sound of their loved ones being blown out like a candle. The tone stays in my mind forever, but I will resist forever. Stand here with me and read me like a tattoo. Read my mind like broken dreams. On the boulevard of a desperate world, if there is one thing I know, one life I hold, always clawing up forward forever. There is nothing here that is not beautiful. No one I know that is not meant to be here. We all raise our glasses at the bar. The morning brings with it anxiety, which will never flee from us, but let your words flow forever. Beauty was meant to be experienced, breathed in and anchored inside you. Never let go, always love, united, ingested and glorified. Stand here with me and read me like a tattoo. Read my mind like broken trees on the boulevard of a desperate world. If there is one thing I know, one life I hold, always clawing up forward forever. Always clawing up forward forever. There is nothing here that is not beautiful. No one I know that is not meant to be here. We all raise our glasses at the bar. The morning brings with it anxiety, which will never flee from us, but let your words flow forever. Beauty was meant to be experienced, breathed in and anchored inside you. Never let go, always love, united, ingested and glorified. Beauty was meant to be experienced, breathed in and anchored inside you. Never let go, always loved, united, ingested. Beauty was meant to be experienced, breathed in and anchored inside you. Never let go, always loved, united, ingested and glorified.
Jon Doe screaming out as he threw the drink from his hands. The oceans that submerged my heart would never spit me out again. The shining lights above us, the life of laughter, the truth of reaching out for those stars, fighting with you forever to find them. Take a drink with me and sink away from their control. This is the end of their control. Hold me closer each morning, fall with me into the future which we will never know. In the face of his crimes, hold me closer each morning, fall with me into the future which we will never know. In the face of his crimes, haunted always, and standing behind barbed wire fences, the depth of my heart burning, silenced, resonating with heat throughout the world. I know you will squeeze me until no more song will be heard in my lungs again. Hold me closer each morning, fall with me into the future which we will never know. In the face of his crimes, hold me closer each morning, fall with me into the future which we will never know. In the face of his crimes. Finally you forever. Take a drink with me and sink away from their control. This is the end of their control. Hold me closer each morning, fall with me into the future which we will never know. In the face of his crimes, prodded always, standing behind barbed wire fences, the depth of my heart burning, silence resonating with heat throughout the world. I know you will squeeze me until no more song will be heard in my lungs again. Hold me closer each morning, fall with me into the future which we will never know. In the face of his crimes, hold me closer each morning, fall with me into the future which we will never know. In the face of his crimes. Jon Doe said to the nights that slipped from my mind,
October's baby, February chill, the warmth that never fills our lungs. As we realize how powerless we are to move, our lungs fill with breath and exhale with relief of panic fleeing from our wealthy hearts. Galway Girl responded saying, I walk these streets alone, with you divided. Somewhere I cannot see you, somewhere my mind wanders. The smell of homelessness, the key in our hands to the end of despair. I walk somewhere in the desolate world, through the streets of this city. The judge of my heart will say all that I've done wrong in my life, and missed opportunities where I could have made a name for myself. I could have woken up to see that the world is vibrant, filled with colors. I listen to the winds of time, and I crawl into my sacred places, holding the memories which I used to have close to my heart, mesmerized by each word that is spoken. I walk these streets alone, with you divided. Somewhere I cannot see you, somewhere my mind wanders. The smell of homelessness, the key in our hands to the end of despair. I walk these streets alone, with you divided. Through the streets of this city, the judge of my heart will say all that I've done wrong in my life, and missed opportunities where I could have made a name for myself, and could have woken up to see that the world is vibrant, filled with colors. Listen to the winds of time, and I crawl into my sacred places, holding the memories which I used to have close to my heart, mesmerized by each word that is spoken. Could have woken up to see that the world, if the world is vibrant, filled with colors. I listen to the winds of time, and I crawl into my sacred places. The revolution is swelling my soul, grows dimmer with every step I take. The night ends, the sun rises over this island where we walk alone. The longing within the soul to connect with another, to have that other soul hear me and understand. I know the music has all been drowned out by the sound of the morning crashing through. Unable to stop time or any of its seasons, unable to claim anything as my own. Besides what was given to me by God, when people and places are invoked in poetry, they become real in your mind. Today we are souls alone, and the iron fist of a government crashes down on us, preventing us from hearing the other, or understanding the torment in the heart of the other. We stand alone, coughing up the chill breath of the morning in this city, the dreams of the city as it sleeps and cries out for a better life, always believing that there will be better days. But none of us are willing to do anything to walk away from this city. We wander here forever, Galway Girl responded softly. With all the doors locked with requests, demands, and threats, mandates that we will never be near or touch the soul of another, and forced out of our jobs, the poverty across these trailer parks which we can no longer afford, the economies of our lives. We were always viewed as worthless or pawns in your game. You were never my master. I can stand my own ground, will never need you to hold me up. The stars are as far above us as our hopes for overthrowing you, for overcoming the disease of you. My home will never be reached again, and there will be no more music, only walking aimlessly for hours in a city where no one has material things, where all that is left is the heart inside.
Jon Doe, blurted out loudly. The revolution, the swell in my soul grows dimmer with every step I take. The night ends, the sun rises over this island where we walk alone. The longing within the soul to connect with another, to have that other soul hear me and understand. I know the music has all been drowned out by the sound of the morning crashing through. Unable to stop time or any of its seasons, unable to claim anything as my own besides what was given to me by God. When people
Jon Doe had the last word. After walking for so long, I finally heard the music. Acoustic guitar, your old strains of voice laboring with passion. Emotions raw and unbridled, cold and dark and viciously unstoppable. She stood there, guitar in hand, Galway Girl, and I stood for hours listening to her. And her song became glorious, and all the oceans heard her song. As beautiful as the last breath I would take if it means anything. Her songs became tears and nothing could stop them. She noticed us and dropped the guitar. Galway Girl recognized the same tears as the tears she had felt through her life. A true connection, the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Two lives intertwined. Joey Rocket's song, where in the distant past sang to the crowd. Please stay with me tonight. Without you there is no brighter future. Please sing with me about how we will one day have a future. Never wanted to be a rock star, only wanted to speak my mind with my guitar. Now I feel the world is on my shoulders. If I don't speak, then no one ever will. I'm just beginning to figure myself out, and I will run away as fast as I can, because anywhere was better than there. I look around every day and hate everything I see. Everything I see, we live as one broken family. I choke on this loneliness. We're walking in circles every day. I'm just beginning to figure myself out. I'll run away as fast as I can, because anywhere was better than here. We are so bitter, we are blind to all that's new. Someone wake me up, all we need is something new. We are so bitter, we are blind to all that's new. Someone wake me up, all we need is something new.
Don't cry, girl. Her fingers laboring with tears plucked the strings of the guitar on the street corner, singing. As I sing with my one last breath, I cry out for life in a world where we look for meaning. We find unwelcoming hands, but hands I always loved. I have always loved the way hands hold the way hands reach out toward the sky, and the shadows of hands across a broken city. The shadows of my hands stretch out across the world, never meeting another. I have lived for so long and labored so hard to try to understand what life is like, so broken into many pieces, strewn across the pages of your book, which you will never read again, but tells the secrets of your soul. The crowds moving forever through the city, passing by, while I stand here, my song unheard, my life ignored and thrown away, so that in drowning no one can hear me, in suffocating and no one can see me. Take my one last breath and elevate it somewhere above the clouds, where it can live on forever in its own place and its own time. All I desire is the freedom that you have, the life underneath the sun, the joy in the middle of the rain, the void of shadows that follow us now and forever.
The cries of one left forever. The way hands home.
Every note I hear fills my lungs and leaves when I speak. Temptation to become more than who we are and to live forever. Nothing will stop my voice from flooding the avenues of a broken world. Each season that passed for me changed and grew colder, a generous song in my soul, unraveling it over and over again, singing with deep sighing labored breaths, the razor of your lonely heart. Thinking for yourself in a world that would only lock its doors to you. If you can feel me, hold me closer. If you hear the wind calling your name, the laments of every single forgotten star is found in these same names. Where we lay down here on earth, growing up and breathing, but my breath always labored. So mournfully do we breathe out forever. Dreamer, dreaming of the future, in sight to the present moment where we can no longer move, suffocating under the yoke of others. Our own free hand was never able to be lifted in the night. I hold the candle high that lights up the world, but their eyes are not conditioned to see light. Lives not conditioned to feel anything but a long and comfortable life away from pain. Very few run toward this pain. You hear my voice now and forever in these songs. I wanna visit other cities where we together can be united and holy and cognizant of the obvious truth in our worlds. The joy as we gallivant it throughout the city. I hold the candle. I will be your new light in a world where so few can stand, where my very existence is a political issue.
and I cannot stand my own ground for much longer. I imbibe the lullaby of the passing time. If only you could hear my breath in the world where the stars are so far, like my dreams untouchable, but still we reach our hands out all the same. Dreaming of the future, enslaved to the present moment where we can no longer move, suffocating under the yoke of others. Dreaming of the future, enslaved to the present moment where we can no longer move, suffocating under the The oceans of my inability to stand, inability to write, pressed down face first into the ground by those with violent hearts. My life is broken and my mind roaring across the pages of books I never finished. The perfection of falling in love with books, with words of those who lived long ago still speak to me. I hold the candle high in the infancy of my life. I will always die forced out before I can get up to breathe. All I need now and forever is the ability to sing the last song of the last of us. Breath so painful, we can no longer lift our voices in song. If you can hear my momentous voice, dream with me on the floor of these oceans. Collide with me like the colors mixing into something new. You may forget about me, but I will never forget I met you. Never forget the simple, joyful breath of being alive, the life I never had. The ones who never spoke to me, the closed doors to every part of my soul. The daydreaming never ends, the life in the world forever changed by the thunderous roar of those outside our halls, tearing down our barricades and calling for our deaths. Voice, dream with me on the floor of these oceans. Collide with me like the colors mixing into something new. You may forget about me, but I will never forget I met you. Never forget the simple, joyful breath of being alive, the life I never had. The ones who never spoke to me, the closed doors to every part of my soul. The daydreaming never ends, the life in the world forever changed by the thunderous roar of those outside our halls, tearing down our barricades and calling for our deaths. Deaths.
screamed out in response. The song within your heart was mine as well. The simple life we dreamed of finding hope somewhere underneath the veils we covered ourselves with. But I could sing with you forever and join your chorus. Jon Doe replied then, I have always been drawn to what is beautiful. Always longed for the life I never could encapsulate in my heart. Come breathe for me on the beating pages of my heart. Plenty of time, all of it runs out before we can count our hours, before we understand the nature of the diverging hours. The audacity of those who stood on opposite shores from us and taunted us. There is not a soul in this universe braver than myself. Not a single hour passes without me diving headfirst into the future. My one beating heart connects with those of my friends. Walked the streets in search of what we knew we could never find. But the joy of the search was the reason why we had dived headfirst into its ocean. We all had decided the only place we wanted to go was anywhere away, as fast as we could possibly tread. The joy of finding myself in a world where words are understood, inhaled and swallowed, and become one with those that are swallowed like medication, and perspiring out for love. Now, if you can hear the miracle song of salvation, you will follow me headlong into a dream. I am higher than the oceans, the desolate shell of a world where there now only exist hollow oceans. When we watch speeches, reports of a president in a mask, lecturing us on our futures and telling us that there will be no future for us. The story of my life, walking through the green fields, making friends with the passing breeze, and receiving letters from the ones close to my heart. Opening these letters and expressing gratitude with each breath, every time the breeze touches me. Together the three of us walked the streets in search of what we knew we could never find. But the joy of the search was the reason why we had dived head first into its ocean. Into its ocean, we all had decided the only place we wanted, my friends. We wanted place, we wanted place, we wanted place, we want. Now if you can hear the miracle song of salvation, you will follow me headlong into a dream, and receiving letters from the ones close to my heart. Opening these letters and expressing gratitude with each breath, every time the breeze touches me. The crater of our lives, where there used to be a great and welcoming home. My mind is filled with memories of seeing you drinking alone, dreaming on the floor, staring at the ceiling, and becoming one with the poem itself. I greeted you in the morning, and then we called a cab and traveled all across the city. You were more than a candle, you were a light that guided me to an ocean of mysterious grace. And I fell in love with your mysterious ways. How the time has slipped away, grasped it, but no matter how tightly clenched, it always finds a way out of my fingers. All I ever think about is mortality. It points
poisons my ordinary thoughts. How in this world we stand alone, and the light no longer shines for us, the truth no longer guides us. Razor blades of passion cutting through the fabric of the world, through the government of tyranny. How my heart moved inside my chest, when all I had inside my chest was a prayer. Lately I've had this joy that I can't put to words. I've been here too many times not to know what's going on, staring at the glass that shatters when it's touched. Sometimes we're so fragile, we shatter when we're touched. And these classrooms feel so dead, these streets feel so lonely, forgetting what it means to love, buried in a dream. She waits here for eternity. I sing in the darkest corner, trying to break free, but I'm stuck in the dark corner. Silence is the most deafening sound. She's got a smile that lit up the stars. I'm trying to find her, but we're in this dark corner.
Galway Girl sang her heart out. I want a way out of these shadowlands. I'm reaching out to be pulled by your hands. I don't care what it takes, just help me believe. I miss you more than words can show. Don't cry, girl responded. Tomorrow morning I'll hang my head before I walk beside the shadows. This should be easy, but it's getting old. Tired of these tantalizing motions that show me everything beautiful in a single moment. I'm still asleep, all I do is dream, unless I walk across the shadows. Take me home from this worst trip. I've been through every single motion. Don't cry, girl, responding. Tomorrow morning I'll hang my head before I walk beside the shadow. This should be easy, but it's getting old. Tired of these tantalizing emotions that show me everything beautiful in a single moment. I'm still asleep, all I do is dream, unless I walk across the shadows. Take me home from this worst trip. I've been through every single motion. Been through every single motion. Jon Doe sang out in response. I fall into you forever, diving with arms open wide, reaching for whatever I can grasp. The noise of clashing metal, the vast empty spaces, which used to be filled with noise of voices, all colliding now in the same place. Empty oceans where waves only occasionally reach our shore. Galway Girl replied my empty soul, the song I write as we together, three of us drive as far as we can go. Streets empty as the god of our imagination. The bright future we hope for, filled with scars marked, broken, no longer streets where we can sit and patiently speak to each other about our own tormented hearts. Songs carried by the breath of the wind, the light of bombs flooding cities far away. Political speech lines blurred between what is true and meant to guide us into a bloodbath. We always follow it no matter how arduous the path. Leaders who never knew how to lead, jaws broken, hands broken as well. Death comes to us all at once, but slowly without announcing its presence. I miss my calling in life, followed after every lie I was told. Now is my only and one chance to do what I have never done before. The homeless under the bridge, while $1 trillion forever gone, spent on the nightlight on the other side of the world. And after these bombs, all the eyes they encountered were wide open forever. We were booted from our jobs and never again paid our debts. Slipped and fell, drowned forever. We are always pleading with those in control to let go of our torsos. And the sun finally fits the torture down, leaving us forever paralyzed, eternally stagnant, knowing that we are both alone in separate spheres, walking to a place unknown, where San Jose seems so unwelcoming. My heart cries out forever. Jon Doe takes the wheel of the car. Us and none of us have ever chosen our fate. The lights of San Jose are unlike the taste of the light of bombs. Exude a different aroma, and the spell these lights cast is different. They paved with blood. Lights in my mind light up the pages of my poetry song, while we are guided to worlds unknown and cities we never dreamed of seeing. The lights of the new city shine on me forever. Don't cry, girl, reply, I hold the candle. I only ask that you walk by its light, that you breathe like the morning air of an abandoned field of green. And I drift off to sleep, enshrined in the page, engulfed, the song of a distant nation. Fall with me into the ocean. Do not forget, we are forever tied and enshrined inside our own story that will be passed down for thousands of years. I want what I do to be preserved now and forever. The embrace of the wind, the eternal villains of our story will never be thrown down from the places of power or usurped. We always fight, but sometimes are powerless, as the winds themselves unable to control the direction of the current, or where they go, or whose skin they caress. We are always alone in the cities. We were paper planes through the sky. We crashed into the swimming pool and then waded in the water for 1,000 years, and we lived on the paper plane as it sank deep into the abyss. The water approaching from all directions, flooding our home with horrible dreams. And every time we fell asleep, the water cascaded into our dreams. I lay patiently on the floor of the endless room of mirrors and illusions, knowing that I would never escape. I would always find myself drawn toward what I cared about, and we stared into the headlights of the life approaching us, which we can never escape from. The daylight of my life gone, my paper plane now at the bottom of
oceans, and I can only faintly see the light fading through the ceiling of sky. When you love someone, you will never stop. You fall into the house of illusions, and you will live there forever. My mind composed of melodies and songs, a purpose, a meaning, unlike anything we have ever felt before.
Within our restless hearts, memories of times when our minds were flooded with peace. We dreamed of the world the way it used to be. The memories burned up as all articles of data do, cherished for a time and ultimately thrown away forever, and burned up in the night, lighting our way like candles. And as what was dear to us burns, we walk by its light, and I hold the candle high and bright of the memories of the past that are gone and will never return to us. The shattering shells of bombs, icons of war, desperate lives. Across our oceans, memories of times when our minds were flooded with peace, when our minded with peace. We dreamed of the world the way it used to be. The memories burned up as all articles of data do, cherished for a time and ultimately thrown away forever, and burned up in the night, lighting our way like candles. And as what was dear to us burns, we walk by its light, and I hold the candle high and bright of the memories of the past that are gone and will never return to us. The shattering shells of bombs, icons of war, desperate lives. Desperate war. Desperate life. Desperate life. Ultimately burned and burned up in the night, lighting our way like candles. And as what was dear to us burns, we walk by its light, and I hold the candle high and bright of the memories of the past that are gone and will never return to us. The shattering shells of bombs, icons of war, desperate life.
Jon Doe replied with his soul, the lights of the city forever passing us by. The lights of St. Stephen's burning up, abandoned years ago. We opened the doors to the church and slept there for several hours. The ruler of our future, tangled in the hands of those who would seize all control from us and thrust us into the ground. I have crossed the Jordan, but found that the land of promise was a wasteland, ravaged completely by mercenaries, their swords in their hands. The icons of times long past represented the hope we had in our souls to stand up for what is true, lovelier, but all we are just broken souls, looking to navigate through the storm, arms open wide toward the sky, dreaming about the light that leaves the world. And now the world is darker than the bottom of the oceans was. There was nowhere that the light could not touch when it inhabited our world. Music used to move me, but now only outrage, anger, and a vast movement of energy flowing like our breath. The entropy of the universe, pulling galaxies apart, stretching and ripping until our worlds snap into billions of pieces, and all of us are alone. The nightmare of my youth, the reality of my elder years, greets me every morning fate of a miserable world. Father Time, ever watchful as a ghost, said all three of these souls left on the pews of the church, which was long since abandoned, where I once served as a priest. Long ago I had forgotten God, lamented the path of the world, laboring forever under the heavy yoke and forceful grip of men in masks, who behind their closed doors could not hear a voice, while they took out pens and wrote laws about what they wanted from the world, and were without question followed, obeyed. The better angels in our hearts urged us away from the state of mind of inaction, immobilization. Mobilization. Music was all we wanted, a barren life in a world where we would never taste the freedom of the wind again. The powers of the mighty winds inside me could only heal and bring those together who were so far apart for so long. American poet Father Time whispered a prayer into the ears of those sleeping, and the spirit of passing visions entered into all of their minds, lying down asleep and dreaming that there was anywhere away from here they could run off to. Could not hear a voice while they took out pens and wrote laws about what they wanted from the world, and were without question obeyed. The better angels in our hearts urged us away from the state of mind of inaction and mobilization. Music was all we wanted, a barren life in a world where we would never taste the freedom of the wind again. Powers of the mighty winds inside me could only heal and bring those together who were so far apart for so long. American poet. Lying down asleep and dreaming that there was anywhere away from here they could run off to. Asleep at the wheel of the car, crashing off the road, getting up, barely able to stand. The oceans that submerged him cradled him in their sway, and forever he would stay in the same night, repeating over and over the same night forever. Pictures on the screen, headlines fear that flow through our hearts like wine, unable to believe or feel anything outside of what we were fed. All the time is nothing but a ghost residing here, guiding us on our journey. Jon Doe yelled out. The night sets in on this prison cell, and I fall so deeply into my own dreams, and I am despairing because the light no longer shines on us. The cords are cut on the life we love. We have found a hell we now call home, and we are despairing because the light no longer shines on us. I know that in the end they'll be listening. I feel right and we stay, and we're building over and over the same night forever. Pictures on the screen, headlines fear that flows through our. Pictures on the screen, headlines feeling over the same night forever. the life we love, we love. We a life we love. The chords are cut on the life we love, we love. We have found a hell we now call home, and we are despairing because the light no longer shines on us. I know we are sinking deeply, I know that you won't be listening. Where are you now? Don't cry, girl, reply. I am lost in a foreign world where no one ever moves, where we always leave. I am losing what's left of my heart to the feeding street from hell. They claw and bite, and I am left alone in the darkness of my room. And I know this will never end. Galway girl, finally realize the truth, and I will never hear your voice again. When I call, you won't hear a sound. Too painful to even breathe. I'd rather lie in bed all day than feel this pain again. Jon Doe reminisce. Don't you remember when we lived together? Why is this impossible to live with?
Father time up the weary travelers as they slept. Tell me how painful your life has become. Tell me that you're lonely and just need someone, but I don't care about your problems. No one will remember you in the next 300 years. We forget, just forget each other. And it hurts when we just cut each other into pieces we can't see. Go away, girl, reply. I am at a loss for words, drenched in pain, fall in reverse, lost in the dark. Jon Doe realized the new truth. What I saw first were the rays of sunlight, calling me to douse myself in the sauce of truth and their spray. Searching for the land in an ocean that capsizes every ship. And we may never make landfall, break like the waves making landfall. Inevitably, we all reach the shore, and inevitably, we all dissipate until we are no longer able to stand, no longer able to hold ourselves up. Stay with me tonight as our ship approaches our dreadful shore with no certainty at all. If we will safely reach those shores, all we know is that we will reach it together, body and soul. No telling if they will be united or separate, dead or alive. The clawing arm that strangles us, and we run as far as we can away. Go away, girl, remember. Wars of the past, brothers against brothers. A house divided, bitterly fighting forever. Wars of the past, brothers against brothers. A house divided, bitterly fighting forever. Sang out. The candlelight carried through the dark caverns as the spirits flew above my head, forever ruminating about the times of the past. We long for times that have long ago passed away, dreaming eyes gazing up towards the stars. The candle firmly in my hand as I lift it high towards the sky, vainly hoping that it will light up these systems, so that at least for only a moment we will be able to see. The poem takes us far from where we are and teaches us about the way the world is. The notion that the wind travels everywhere, it fills every space in this universe in which we have fallen asleep. Here and everyone else has forgotten about this world that we share and that only we can grasp. I see the visions of the past, mistakes we made as nations, mutually assured destruction, bombing nations and filling the skies with hellfire. There will no longer be a soul standing after the fire falls from the sky. The Armageddon we can never escape from, the difference between standing firm and falling beneath the weight we carry is paper thin. We fall through the cracks and never get up again. We were no longer protected by fate, which had now abandoned us. The path we tread was our own. The future we followed was out of the control of any higher power. Teaches us about the way the world is. The notion that the wind travels everywhere, it fills every space in this universe in which we have fallen asleep. Here and everyone else has forgotten about this world that we share and that only we can grasp. In my soul, flaring up, of worlds that were burning, of lives thrown away, of my own life so many years ago now. Trapped in an eternal cell, when all I can think of is the currents of the wind, taking me far from where I started, drifting me away. When those in the streets are holding signs up, calling for my death, words written on the signs are death. The bitter nectar forgetting why we are here, what we were made for, and a reason for believing in what is greater than ourselves. I'm surrounded by the winds of these oceans that call out to me regardless of what was written on those signs. I see them now and forever marching through the streets with their violence, and they kill me now and forever. The bitter nectar of forgetting why we are here, what we were made for, and a reason for believing in what is greater than ourselves. I see them now and forever marching through the streets with their violence, and they kill me now and forever. I will be the patient dove of eternal joy, here for the sacrifice, here for the long run. If you can outlast all seasons, will you outlast me? No, I am loved forever, the emblem of your memory, the chaos inside your dreams that never stops and never gives up on you. Father Time told me that we only have so much strength inside our bones, but the strength in our souls goes on forever and craves recreation through all the tormented routines of life. We walk through this January winter, we hold our own sides, we crave the freedom that the world had always offered, but others had snuffed out before it was born.
Jon Doe sang his heart out. Father Time steals all my hours away, and I lay on the floor of the church. My heightened soul could feel every emotion, bitter and sweet, and elevated to the heights of the stars. I can hear you calling my name forever, and none of it will ever completely satisfy me. While the world is dark and void of light, the joy in lungs as each breath is taken in, and we crawl toward what we love forever. The roaring conflict within the world, of political clashes outside of Capitol buildings, of assassination attempts ignored, a narrative crafted carefully by those skilled at keeping things under the control of those we've never met and have sworn no allegiance to. I will walk in the January cold forever. The lines across my heart are twisted and my heart turns forever. I see you somewhere in the night, I hear you call, reaching out your hand for love, reaching out your hand for joy. You'll be holding on to me, you'll be sinking in my dreams. You'll be holding on to me, you'll be sinking in my dreams. I will walk in the January cold forever, and none of it will ever completely satisfy me. While the world is dark and void of light, the joy in lungs as each breath is taken in, and we crawl toward what we love. The roaring conflict within the world, of political clashes outside of Capitol buildings, of assassination attempts ignored, a narrative crafted carefully by those skilled at keeping things under the control of those we've never met and have sworn no allegiance to. The roaring conflict within the world, of political clashes outside of Capitol buildings, of assassination attempts ignored, a narrative crafted carefully by those skilled at keeping things under the control of those we've never met and have sworn no allegiance to. I will walk in the January cold forever. The lines across my heart are twisted and my heart turns forever. I see you somewhere in the night, I hear you call, reaching out your hand for love, reaching out your hand for joy. You'll be holding on to me, you'll be sinking in my dreams. You'll be holding on to me, you'll be sinking in my dreams. I will walk in the January cold forever. The lines across my heart are twisted and my heart turns forever. I will holding on to me, you'll be sinking in my dreams.
Galway Girl's heart replied, "You cannot see the world the way I do. We have lost our vision, we have lost our way, and I need the world to change. And as the days turn to night, as my ambitions disappear, I will never be myself again. I cannot wake up and will never hold on. The road that takes me far home, the last breath before I sink into the water and reach the point of no return. We are still dying inside and out, standing on the outside singing. I need you to just be there for me. If only I had words to say.
I am dying inside, and the love of life walks away, as I am singing the failing songs of life. They're just the same, coming unexpectedly. I am caught at the heart, losing all my time. Tears come abundantly in this made-up plastic world. The water surrounds me as I slowly fade into the faceless crowd. Hardly anyone notices. The band plays on, singing all stupid songs I never bothered to write about. Dating all the stupid girls who weren't smart enough to know the love of life which walks away, as I sing the failing songs of life.
Toward the sky sang out, if I were brave or bold, I'd tear this stage in half. The music would never play again. We are broken, we are the problem, Jon Doe replied with his soul. The air feels strange, and I wait for the sun to rise on this world. Can you listen for 1 minute? I have a lot to say about how we've been lost, and we can't escape from this world. I hear the sound of your breaking heart. There is much left to say. And would you believe me now that there's nothing left in this world? And this world, that will survive. 1 second we're here and then we're going. How would you feel if you knew we could escape from this world? Just take my hand and let me in. There are thousands of songs left to sing. Nobody wants to hear a love poem anymore, but like the years, I know I'll soon be gone. I called you up on a Saturday night. I've never felt so dead inside. All we need is an excuse to lift each other up. All I ask from you is for you to understand. The cloud hovering over my life makes it painful to breathe. You need to know that we're not alone. Please believe in me. I know that I made mistakes and caused it half asleep. I never felt so dead inside. I have a lot to say about how we can all soon get escape from this world. I hear the sound of your breaking heart. There's nothing left in this world that will survive. 1 second we're here and then we're going. How would you feel if you knew we could escape from this world? Just take my hand and let me in. There are thousands of songs left to sing. Nobody wants to hear a love poem anymore, but like the years, I know I'll soon be gone. Nobody wants to hear a love poem anymore, but like the years, I know I'll soon be gone. I called you up on a Saturday night. I've never felt so dead inside. All we need is an excuse to lift each other up. All I ask from you is for you to understand. The cloud hovering over my life makes it painful to breathe. You need to know that we're not alone. Please believe in me. I know that I made mistakes and coasted half asleep. I never felt so dead inside. I know that I made mistakes and coasted half asleep. I never felt so dead inside. I called you up on a Saturday night. I've never felt so dead inside.
makes it painful to breathe. You need to know that we're not alone. Please believe in me. I know that I made mistakes and coasted half asleep. I've never felt so dead inside. At the end of the day, there will be nothing left to say. Who's right or wrong? No emotion, no words, no anything. And we won't even understand what's happening to us. And I don't know the world we threw away, because I still see you there, in a different history, brighter than anything. And I'm left in the twilight zone. At the end of the day, you were there for me. Now I can't find you. You left no trace, no words, and I can't understand what has happened to us. And you don't know the world we threw away, because I still see you there, in a different history, brighter than anything. No one left in the twilight zone. At the end of the day, you were there for me. Now I can't find you. You left no trace, no words, and I can't understand what has happened to us. And you don't know the world we threw away, because I still see you there, in a different history, brighter than anything. No one left in the twilight zone. We walked through the room of mirrors, and our eyes grew with the world, seeing only shadows, visions of the future dancing across our eyes. The walls in the room spoke to us and showed us darker reflections of ourselves. The night passed, dawn was seeping through the roof of the church, lighting up these pews. And we knew that eventually we all would wake and remember what it was like to be loved. So long ago, a sign from above, delicate touch, just a taste of love. A single moment will go on forever, in memories that we both hold dear. The hidden meaning in the poem that we are striving to understand. The music plays on forever. I held you as we stood together by the light of the candles, knowing the wind would blow out these lights. I pined after you, burned up inside with passion. I lay asleep dreaming of you, and you were so far away. Love covers more than the oceans, and a multitude of sins, it draws me close to you. Desire burning up our souls. I see a hope in you, and I see ourselves becoming whole. As lives coming together, though we've been separated for so long, I hold you closer in these dreams, which were all quickly passing memories of being alone. The waterfall that evening, the soft pattering sounds of water flowing onward. I slept so deeply and didn't make a sound. Was transient, but persistent beyond all bow. Undone earth, now our sleepy souls fell through the splashes of water as we drifted further into dreams. Running through the world brought me joy, but staying here, hearing your breath like the waterfall is better, is mournful. dreams. I inhaled the dream song and was immersed by its melody. After you I will fall, I will hold you deep in my arms. After you've comes decay, the glory of your last breath, the moments in my life when I would rather be dead. Days pass more painfully without the drug of truth. There are days when the stars no longer shine for us. I am here crying out for you as we sink into the ocean of our doubts. You lose all faith in me. When you hold me, you will fall and drag me into the darkness. When we sing, we will see the truth and the glory of our last breath. There are days in my life when I fall in love anymore. Galway Girl's voice rang out, a house of mirrors in which we see the clouds in our minds. And forever I tell the shades in the mirrors, I am yours forever, and we belong together. The lights of San Diego crawl from one curtain of the city to the other as we drive with the past in our backs and the wind in our faces. Standing out with feet soaked in the wet sand of La Jolla. Inspiration and perspiration were the same song in my soul. The nature of the wind and of its seasons. Don't cry, girl, replied in song. It passed forever in my fever within the world. The heat of my breath, the joy of desiring what is never tangible but always exists in our hands. The hands I have craved to hold were always so far away. The violence forever. Violence forever. I am yours forever. I am yours forever, and we belong together. The lights of San Diego crawl from one curtain of the city to the other as we drive with the past in our backs and the wind in our faces. Standing out with feet soaked in the wet sand of La Jolla. Inspiration and perspiration were the same song in my soul. The nature of the wind and of its seasons. Don't cry, girl, replied in song. It passed forever in my fever within the world. The heat of my breath, the joy of desiring what is never tangible but always exists in our hands. The hands I have craved to hold were always so far away. It passed forever in my fever within the world. The heat of my breath, the joy of desiring what is never tangible but always exists in our hands. The hands I have craved to hold were always so far away. The violence within my heart, the cataclysm, the room where we sit alone forever, forever believing that something better is coming. Where we lay down dreaming of the oceans that are swelling up with storms, but only secretly. This is the ocean of my heart. Totally unstoppable, go it hard, writer at heart, dreamer with visions of the way the world used to be. All these things exist now in San Diego. The violence forever. If you can hear the groaning sighs in the distance, you will understand the meaning of life, the joy of finding forever what you were meant to find. Breathing the air meant to be breathed, the need, the chill, unsatisfied thirst. All of these are groanings, the rulers of the world were our almighty hearts, our candles, the swords we lift so high, and our words were what define the love in our minds, the brevity of life, a swelling instant that burns up forever. Come and breathe for me with your words in the dark swell of the world that will soon burst up into flames of the candle that I hold higher than these firestorms. On far away Venus, a world ravaged by devastation which none of us will ever see or experience, except in our own world falling apart. A mirror, pure reflection, but a reflection nonetheless. All we ever were, just reflections alone together where we were meant to be. In a house of mirrors, this will forever be our ecstasy, our luxurious home where we see all we were meant to be, and what we have failed to become through our grievous faults. Our beautiful world crumbles under its own hopes, never able to attain them except by following after the candle I hold high. The candle reveals the world the way it was meant to be, and as I hold it high, you follow me into the dawn of the sun I hold. And as I hold it high, you follow me into the dawn of the sun I hold. Ever follow me, Venus, the world the way it was meant to be, and as I hold it high, you follow me into the dawn of the sun I hold. Venus, the world the way it was meant to be, and as I hold it high, you follow me into the dawn of the sun I hold, of the sun I hold. I hold high, the candle reveals the world the way it was meant to be, and as I hold it high, you follow me into the dawn of the sun I hold. Passing of the years with a passion and attention, the worlds converging, suffering souls within the world that you will never see. My candle almost ready to go out. The wind rocking me from my foundation, about to knock me far away from where I have been stable. The night passes again, and the cycle of this night engulfs us forever. Esperanza's heart was impassioned and she lamented, saying, the perfect emotion in the broken world, where we stare at the flaws up on our ceiling, ignoring the fact that our floor is caving beneath us. Never will find safety. The voices of the cuddles in the night, the jackals howling, following the dance of the President Maskedman. Some villains seem to never die, but others seem to be immortalized by the passing of many seasons. We watch them grow and rise to strike us again. Follow me into the brave future, where we stand against these villains. Now and forever, candles held high, a vigil for the world, now caving beneath our sleeping bodies, and we will fall through so many different stories of our skyscrapers, until at last we reach the final and lowest ring of hell. I fell into a ring of fire, and it burns, burns, takes us apart at our most fundamental level, until our chemicals are somewhere they will never be seen again. We grow together as the seasons pass, and we are guided away by men in masks, who slither away and hide their true faces from us forever, so that we will never see them. We will always be powerless to intervene, unable to fight them. And nothing will ever change the way we feel inside our arteries, veins, vessels that carry our dreams through our souls and our memories to our hearts, where they bury the world, and free our battered minds from what we have always dreaded, the romance of falling in hate, with the despair that clutches us like a wild monster that has its grip on us. And we stare at screens, never meeting or connecting with people in person, the people that have meant so much to us in our lives. We have forgotten or replaced, and grown apart and fallen head first into the last disaster, the churning wheels of the train of death, soaked with blood, but I follow it in a dream, and it takes me wherever it dares to go. I have mercy in my heart that follows me everywhere I go, and I will raise your candle up to heaven. Light can only spread so far until it is seen by all. You must cherish this light until it consumes you, because most of our lights go out. Fundamental level, until our karma we float in a level, until our candles a ring of fire, a most fundamental lever, everybody's, and we will fall the level, until our candle and our chains to go. I have mercy in my heart that follows me everywhere I go, and I will raise a candle up to heaven. Light can only spread so far until it don't cry, girl, bring her soul out. I hold the oceans under my heart, glowing forever with the light of the furnace of the earth, glowing and bursting out with eternal passions, so we never stop our motion within the world, always running and driving from one place to the other. Jon Doe replied with his song, we have found our purpose, our meaning in the world, as this caravan travels forever toward a goal, to spread the light in my heart, so that we can see that fear and all its empty promises were just a lie. And we walk with eyes open wide, the movements of my heart are dancing throughout the world, the floor of my dreams beginning to evaporate and become infinite, giving way to the future, where we will be forever, gloriously powerful and waiting for the time to end. But all we need is a connection, I will leave the rest to God. The visions of tomorrow flood my heart, the gentle music of the piano flooding the morning, the hotel rooms of San Diego. We together decided to go all across the nation, traveling and never stopping until we become all that we can be, until we grow in the nature of the fluid motion of these winds that speak not only my language, but all languages, the rough and coarse nature of the steps we walk, but connect us to the rest of the world. The front door I stepped out of no longer exists, because my home was burned to the ground by rioters. My life looted, dreams thrown out onto the street, and stabbed 1,000 times until they suffocated and could no longer breathe. And the world was hopeless whenever I stopped writing. The world world is hopeless. The motion of the world falls forever under its own weight. Our skyscraper indeed collapses, and we sink to the lowest floor of hell. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, let God be true, and every man a liar. Don't cry, girl, bring her soul out. I hold the options under my heart, glowing forever with the light of the furnace of the earth, glowing and bursting out with eternal passions, so we never stop our motion within the world. The ring of fire, let God be true, and every man a liar.
Esperanza appeared and sang out the first night I stepped out my front door. I was swept away to a place I never wanted to go. The first life I had was taken so long ago, and that world is gone. And now all I will ever know is the shackles that bind my hands, through which I thought I would never escape. The desolate world where we stand, vulnerable to the sorts of blunt force that threatens us, the power that keeps us where we are, and the red, white, and blue which we are told to hope for, that never stands the test of time, that never fulfills its promise. The presidents, all compromised, all daring to take what was never theirs to take, blowing up nations to pieces. The media telling us that nothing is wrong. We stand here alienated. I stood with nowhere to run, no hope for a future that was never ours. A life that never held its hands towards us. A nation that would never be the perfect world we thought it would be. America, a nation, an illusion. America, a nation, an illusion. America is a house of mirrors where we only see what we bring to it ourselves. The compromised land where there is no room for patriotism, no room for stories that would never be told. Our tables were hewn down, and they were drafted into makeshift fences. And these fences became walls, and these walls became towers, which we erected around our own experiences. Blind to the world outside, we never stood outside. My heart is almighty, my pen is mightier, my sword is impossible to wield, except through song. The glowing voice of melody that spreads to others like a candle. Forever it burns, burns, burns. And I fall down, down forever. Until every soul in hell finds my light and finds a way out themselves, guiding themselves by the light, realizing where they are and what they can do.
Dwelling in the shadows, set in an age of control. Lines of code conceived immaculately are the end of your control. We don't need your strings around our throats, the power of manipulation. We saw the signs of the times, technology, a curse and a disease, and a ladder we climb away from the land of the submerged, where we can stand our own ground. Ooh. In the life of poison, the government seized control and never let go. The free flow of information, of transactions outside of your control. We never gave you an inch, but you took 1,000 miles. We never gave you an inch, but you took 1,000 miles. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. I saw him in the streets, and he walked by us, never knowing who he was. The sky in Montana in our eyes, forests as far as we can see. We sit around the fire, telling stories about the way the world used to be, and how it will never be again. I hold my arms open toward the future, eyes open wide towards all beauty. The truth in my heart overflowing, the life in my veins never slowing. What we crave more than anything is truth, to see with our lights, proof of what we've been searching for. We together were a crowd of faces unseen, of words unread. The life in my veins grows together with yours. The freedom we crave together is what will raise us up together. Voices in our hearts beating together to the rhythm of our fragile hearts. The campfire speaks to us on our journey through the states. The light in the darkness is all we will ever need. We had planned our lives and carefully charted our careers and where we were going in the future, but all these plans upended so easily. We could never decide where we were going. We together were a crowd of faces unseen, of words unread. The life in my veins grows together with yours. The freedom we crave together is what will raise us up together. Voices in our hearts beating together to the rhythm of our fragile hearts. What we crave more than anything is truth, to see with our lights, proof of what we've been searching for. We together were a crowd of faces unseen, of words unread. The life in my veins never slowing. Of words unread, the life in my veins never slowing. What we crave more than anything is truth, to see with our lights, proof of what we've been searching for. We together were a crowd of faces unseen, of words unread. The words unread, the lives unread. The life in my veins grows together with yours. The freedom we crave together is what will raise us up together. Voices in our hearts beating together to the rhythm of our fragile hearts. The campfire speaks to us on our journey through the states. The light in the darkness is all we will ever need. We had planned our lives and carefully charted our careers and where we were going in the future, but all these plans upended so easily. We could never decide where we were going. We could never decide where we were going. Galway girl yelled with a beer in one hand and a song in the other. The bravery in our lives, so finding a place in the world away from the tumult. And all we crave is a place of stability, where the fire speaks to me. The nights grow colder, but I hold on to the warmth forever. Don't cry, girl said, I hold more than a candle. My life was more than a vision. My mind was growing older, and my heart was impervious to the bullets sprayed at me from all directions. I have in my soul a certain temerity which will never be broken when we overturn. Window of our life shifts so much that I am hated for my very existence. The life in the world is filled with violence, and this violence boils over until the life in the world was severed. My despair follows me forever. When I tried to shake it off, it followed me home, and I will never be rid of it like a phantom, a shadow following me forever. I flew in my dreams and fled the world. I relished in the notion that the world was going to be welcoming, that my heart and yours would beat at the same time, but my point would never be heard. We were on the wrong side of the divide. We prayed and no God was there to hear our hearts. We spilled our hearts out forever, but we're never understood by anyone. Esperanza shouted in defiance. The iron grip over us of the relentless machine, when there's only a small chance that we will escape and fight a better life. But because of our own selfish desires, we go and move on forward anyway, and our blood wears the crown forever. The light of the campfires warms my face. Don't cry, girl, sad and sang by the fire. Time has not been kind to us in this world. Father Time has taken us so many miles away, and I miss you more than I can bear. My friends are out in the world, my world, while I stay home. Jon Doe said, she's more loved than she'll ever know. Her eyes, so many memories we had, but the miles have torn us so far apart. Now all I want is to be deep in her arms. The life has taken so many twisting turns. One moment we know exactly where we're going, the next my lord takes the wheel. I'm guessing for the future, no one knows for sure. No one knows for sure. And don't cry, girl, sat and sang by the fire. Time has not been kind to us in this world. Father Time has taken us so many miles away, and I miss you more than I can bear. My friends are out in the world, my world, while I stay home. Jon Doe said, she's more loved than she'll ever know. Ever know. I look into her eyes, so many memories we had. The miles have torn turn, so many twisting turns. One moment we know exactly where we're going. The next, my lord, takes the wheel. I'm guessing for the future. No one knows for sure. No one knows for sure. No one knows for sure. Joey Rocket got home from his concert and sang to his soul. The feeling that flees from our bones, the undertow dragging us down into its depths. And we are submerged, unable to move. The anxiety that crushes hearts fills every movement of my mind. The lights from all candles go out and we are left alone in the darkness. It's separate rooms and I will never forget what they are doing to us now. Squeezing us tightly until we can no longer breathe. Eventually we will see through all the mirrors like windows, and all of this truth will be revealed. A heartless nation had its heart ripped out of its chest and would never feel any rhythm or motion again. What I miss about the old world most was the music. Now there is no more music. I used to sing to the crowd and they shouted the songs back at me, but never again will we hear any songs. The President Maskedman, a convenient puppet on the string, who is easily swayed to the pull and tightening of these same strings. The anthems of forever follow us wherever we go, even long after all of the music has died and all of the lights have gone out. Got home from his concert and sang to his soul. The feeling that flees from our bones, the undertow dragging us down into its depths. And we are submerged, unable to move. The anxiety that crushes hearts fills every movement of my mind. The lights from all candles go out and we are left alone in the darkness. In separate rooms and I will never forget what they are doing to us now.
Galway Girl said the streets will sing, voices quenched and only mine remains. The streets of your city flooded
night, the isolation of the world coming to a calamitous end. Don't cry, girl, said, shaking with fear and dreadful thoughts, but standing firm all the same, holding the candle high in the sky and hoping you will do the same. A thousand lights up in the sky, the emotions bursting through my heart. I am not alone, alone, others feel the same. Jon Doe, shower saw her raise the candle high in the sky. I realized that she and Galway Girl were the same person. There was no distinction, another side of the same soul, coming together ultimately as one. Galway Girl said, the fears I felt that I was unable to deal with, would I be accepted if you knew my insecurities now held up for the entire world to see? As I held the candle light on my son, I saw thousands of others with candles lighting up the sky and steps of the Capitol, so that maybe those who lead this nation may see the light. And at least for now they have no excuse, and they can see the pain I suffer, but most of them were blind to this light. So even though tens of thousands of us stood on the steps of the Capitol, none of them inside as they trapped in their lost could understand the song of a broken soul. Jon Doe said, the curtain drawn back, and now we can see the world as it is, with all its anxiety and all of its wonder and mystery. The lights on the steps of the Capitol, now we all spread to each corner of the building, and it flooded the world, and those who opened their eyes could see the light, but those who chose to be blind could not be helped by any soul in the world, locked from the inside. No one could reach them with this light, and we wondered why they could not see. The reason for this was simple: once someone withdraws inside themselves, it is impossible to pull them out. Stuck forever in one place, they will never escape. With all of our lives together, we could truly see. All of our lives together, we could truly see. Jon Doe said, the curtain drawn back, and now we can see the world as it is, with all its anxiety and all of its wonder and mystery. The lights on the steps of the Capitol, then we all spread to each corner of the building, and it flooded the world, and those who opened their eyes could see the light, but those who chose to be blind could not be helped by any soul in the world, locked from the inside. No one could reach them with this light, and we wondered why they could not see. The reason for this was simple: once someone withdraws inside themselves, it is impossible to pull them out. Stuck forever in one place, they will never escape. With all of our lives together, we could truly see. With this light, and we wondered why they could not see. The reason for this was simple: once someone withdraws inside themselves, it is impossible to pull them out. Stuck forever in one place, they will never escape. With all of our lives together, we could truly see. We could truly see. With all of our lives together, we could truly see. lights it from the grave. You took what was mine, and now it is yours forever. Free to share with the rest of the world, but you should know now. If the world turned against me now, with you holding my light, it will turn against you as well. Even now the police are putting on their gear and brandishing their weapons, ready to come and stop you. To snuff out the life in your soul. But now you know the pain in my heart, the ever-flowing joy that I had, and seeing the truth and believing it, no matter what kind of indignant reaction you receive. Follow me into your dreams and hold them high for the rest of the world to see. The lights are from the grave. You took what was mine, and now it is yours forever. Free to share with the rest of the world, but you should know now. If the world turned against me now, with you holding my light, it will turn against you as well. Even now the police are putting on their gear, brandishing their weapons, ready to come and stop you. To snuff out the life in your soul. But now you know the pain in my heart, the ever-flowing joy that I had, seeing the truth and believing it, no matter what kind of indignant reaction you receive. Follow me into your dreams and hold them high for the rest of the world to see. It from the grave. You took what was mine, and now it is yours forever. Free to share with the rest of the world, but you should know now. If the world turned against me now, with you holding my light, it will turn against you as well. Even now the police are putting on their gear and brandishing their weapons, ready to come and stop you. To snuff out the life in your soul. But now you know the pain in my heart, the ever-flowing joy that I had, seeing the truth embedded, no matter what kind of indignant reaction you receive. Follow me into your dreams and hold them high for the rest of the world to see. Jon Doe, shining as if in a dream. The lights in the city were all drowned out by the light of our candles. Forever now, all of us stood there as the lights grew brighter, like the joy in our hearts. The saints of our time, the last remnant of a forgotten world, resurrected only to remind you of what you've lost. As I stood there holding a candle, I cherished and let it warm my hand. But the candle grew dim, those around me faded. The ghost, Galway Girl herself, faded like a ghost, and soon I was the only person holding the candle. And the police came and pummeled me head first into the ground, and the candle in my hands rolled on the floor until it vanished and was stepped on and smothered by the President Maskedman, who stood there with a demented smile. And I was taken somewhere in the dark where I would never see again. All candles, all of us stood there as the lights grew brighter, like a ghost. But soon I was the only person holding the candle, and the police came and pulled me headfirst into the ground. The candle in my hands rolled on the floor until it vanished and was stepped on, smothered by the President Maskedman, who stood there with a demented smile. And I was taken somewhere in the dark where I would never see again. Galway Girl sang. Foundations we thought would never break were weak and easily caved in underneath our feet. The news reports about banks failing, the finances of the world collapsing, prices of gas, rent, food unpayable, value of currency falling to nothing. We would never forgive nor forget what was done to the world. I looked for light but could not find one. All that existed now in this world was darkness, and I am only a phantom, a reminder of what could have been. One side of me was dead, and the other side was left in shadows, unable to find my own footing in the world. As the passing breeze reminded us that there once was a time when we were all alive, but there were weapons in our hands, and we had no regard for those we can neither see nor understand. We would never forgive nor forget what was done to the world. I looked for a light but could not find one. All that existed now in this world was darkness, and then only a phantom, a reminder of what could have been. One side of me was dead and the other side was left in shadows, unable to find my own footing in the world. As the passing breeze reminded us that there once was a time when we were all alive, but there were weapons in our hands, and we had no regard for those we could neither see nor understand. One side of me was dead, and the other side was left in shadows, unable to find my own footing in the world. As the passing breeze reminded us that there once was a time when we were all alive, but there were weapons in our hands, and we had no regard for those we could neither see nor understand. One side of me was dead, and the other side was left in shadows, unable to find my own footing in the world. As the passing breeze reminded us that there once was a time when we were all alive, but there were weapons in our hands, and we had no regard for those who we could neither see nor understand.
I have always feared death and wanted to live, and I feared being unwanted, unloved, detested, hated, seen as an inconvenience, someone who could simply be disposed or thrown away. When we persecute those we cannot see or understand, none of us win. Today the world waits for its own fracturing. Tonight is the chance we have to hold the candles high before they are stolen from us and snuffed out forever. I have always feared death and wanted to live, and I feared being unwanted, unloved, detested, hated, seen as an inconvenience, someone who could simply be disposed or thrown away. When we persecute those we cannot see or understand, none of us win. Today the world waits for its own fracturing. Tonight is the chance we have to hold the candles high before they are stolen from us and snuffed out forever. Forever. Tonight is the chance we have to hold the candles high before they are stolen from us and snuffed out forever.
If the light in my body is my soul, then the whole world will see. No more violence against those we cannot see. The cancer in our minds takes away our humanity. Fight with me in this night, no matter how dark it grows. The revolution of my heart, the growing pulse in my veins, showing that I am indeed alive. The news of the future about the arguments we have, fact becomes fiction and we fight for our very lives. Hold me in your arms, follow me as I guide you to places you would never find by yourself. I will be your guide, because without my light you will not see. The criminal in a mask, the desperate fight or flight in my heart, the men in black who tread the floor, laws made out of whole cloth, based on nothing, decreed by a judge. The cards of the game of life flow from my hand, before my hand. Before the start of the game. And I left empty and defenseless for the wolves of the world to come and strike me down. The real victims of violence, those we dehumanize, those who we conveniently cast aside, whose voices will never be heard, except through the hearts of those brave enough to stand up and fight with their words. I will be your guide, because without my light you will not see. The criminal in a mask, the desperate fight or flight in my heart, the men in black who tread the floor, laws made out of whole cloth, based on nothing, decreed by a judge. The cards of the game of life flow from my hand, before my hand. In news of the future, about the arguments we have. Fact becomes fiction and we fight for our very lives. Hold me in your arms, follow me as I guide you to places you would never find by yourself. I will be your guide, because without my light you will not see. The criminal in a mask, the desperate fight or flight in my heart, in my heart. The man in black who tread the floor, laws made out of whole cloth, based on nothing, decreed by a judge. The cards of the game of life flow from my hand. The criminal in a mask, the Desperate fight or flight in my heart. The men in black who tread the floor, laws made out of whole cloth, based on nothing, decreed by a judge. The cards of the game of life flow from my hand before the start of the game, and I left empty and defenseless for the wolves of the world to come and strike me down. The real victims of violence, those we dehumanize, those who we conveniently cast aside, whose voices will never be heard except through the hearts of those brave enough to stand up and fight with their words.
Someday I will sing to you about how we're separated but not alone. But until I stand on the street with my guitar forever, where you met me, John, you will never understand the throbbing hearts of those who cannot stand their own ground, of those who are pummeled now and forever into the ground. The rhythm of the strangulation of the light, of the truth with it. The truth is the first to leave, and we're always last to realize that it is what we needed most. Were singing, although only one voice was there. One person was standing, holding the candle, and the lights in our hearts light up the sky, and we flow through the world forever, drifting out and always into the nightmare of the future that we hold close in our minds. Hungry, hopeless in our minds. With the river of the strangulation of the light, of the truth with it. The truth is the first to leave, and the rhythm of the strangulation of the light, of the truth with it. The truth is the first to leave, and we're always lost to realize that it is what we needed most, that it is what we needed most. The streets indeed were singing, although only one voice was there. One person was standing, holding the candle, and the lights in our hearts light up the sky, and we flew through the world forever, drifting now and always into the nightmare of the future that we hold close in our minds. Oh, in our minds. A thousand voices silent, the sound of the falling rain, violently pattering against my front door, and I know that nothing can stop the cascading threat that forces outside my control will end my world forever, putting my heart away as useless. I have a beating heart, a mind, a body that grasps out for life. No more will I be silent. I will speak through you forever. I will claw through the fog of your silence. I will hold the candle high through you. I will light up before their assemblies the lines of fear, treading forever in your mind. Create with me a pure heart, pour me out like wine. All across the world we will have the victory, because the darkness can only conceal what you cannot see. but the forces of truth are real, intangible. Whether you believe in this force or not, you will never escape. I will speak through you forever. I will claw through the fog of your silence. I will hold the candle high through you. I will light up the floor of your assemblies. The lines of fear treading forever in your light. Create with me a pure heart, pour me out like wine. All across the world we will have the victory, because the darkness can only conceal what you cannot see. But the forces of truth are real and tangible. Whether you believe in this force or not, you will never escape.
Your rocket sang and his voice rang out on his deathbed many years from now. The President Maskedman did not regret what he had done to our nation. He lay alone, surrounded by no one, because the nation no longer existed. And there he was alone, and cried out for his last breath. And the angels of darkness carried him to the eternal home he had chosen. And we stood there afar off, and did not mourn his death. And neither do we celebrate his passing, but indeed we groaned in the pain of what had happened to the world. Not to find what they deserve, but I'll find what they truly want in the end. And the one who caused us so much torment became nothing. We are wayward souls, all looking for our home. We are wayward souls, all looking for our home. His voice rang out on his deathbed many years from now. The President Maskedman did not regret what he had done to our nation. He lay alone, surrounded by no one, because the nation no longer existed. And there he was alone, and cried out for his last breath. And the angels of darkness carried him to the eternal home he had chosen. And we stood there far on, and did not mourn his death. And neither did we celebrate his passing, but indeed we groaned in the pain of what had happened to the world. Not I'll find what they deserve, but I'll find what they truly want in the end. And the one who caused us so much torment became nothing. We are wayward souls, all looking for our home. We are wayward souls, all looking for our home. We are wayward souls, all looking for our home. We are wayward souls, all looking for our home. Jon Doe sang out desperate, There is a place I never want to return to you. You dragged me far into the depths. Can you help me while I'm drowning? I am falling into the depths. As I fall, I call your name. You are my only love. You are the only one. When I reached out, you couldn't feel. When I called your name, you walked away. Can you help me while I'm sinking? I am falling into my own despair, and I feel your heart stop as you say, you are my only love. You are the only one. The waves forever crashing into our shore, one after another, as they drag me away to where I never wanted to go. But the light still resides in my heart, and no one can take this light from me. The waves come predictably, and no one can stop them. When the nation raged against nature, it could do nothing to stop the passing waves, which will destroy its castle in the sand. Jon Doe sang out desperate. There is a place I never want to return to you, turn to you. You are the only one. The waves forever crashing into our shore, one after another, as they drag me away to where I never wanted to go. But the light still resides in my heart, and no one can take this light from me. The waves come predictably, and no one can stop them. When the nation raged against nature, it could do nothing to stop the passing waves, which would destroy its castle in the sand.
The lasting darkness, the ethereal bliss of surrender into the arms of prison walls, when not a single ray of sunlight seeps through these walls, and only darkness through the iron window. Follow me in the instant you drift away in your mind, when you can no longer breathe, when after fighting against so much abuse, you can no longer stand, forgetting. Galway Girl and the time, forgetting the days when we fell in line, forgetting the days when the President Maskedman forced us out of our jobs, when the drugs filled our veins without our consent, when what was taken from us became a memory, when the memory became a legend, and when the legend became a myth, and the myth was only remembered in dreams that we were once together as friends, and the dream became nothing but a fiction, and the fiction became a fantasy in my mind. The times in which we were together, traversing through the world, were only a memory, because the entire time I thought we were together, I was only alone. The time we traversed the streets of San Jose was nothing but a lie, and when I found her strumming her guitar in the city, I had only dreamed of her. She was snuffed out before her time, like a candle between the fingers that dangle from the heavy hand of the President Maskedman. You find the beauty in the middle of the storm, you will not find your loved one, you will fall after her. I'm usually not this helpless,
I'm usually more at peace. Sometimes I find myself in other worlds. I admire the sunlight from the corner of the ward. I admire the life that dies when I die inside of you. You find the beauty in the middle of the storm. You will not find your loved one. You will fall after her. I'm usually not this helpless. I'm usually more at peace. Sometimes I find myself in other worlds. I admire the sunlight from the corner of the ward. I admire the life that dies when I die inside of you.
Can you push me down and hold me there? Can you crush then kill me after locking me away? I never wanted to be here. Whisk me far away. Take me away. You were on the lifeline. When the world is a storm, you will not find her anywhere. You will fall asleep. You're usually not this hopeless. There's a way to find peace. Sometimes I find myself in other worlds. I admire the sunlight from the corner of the ward. I admire the life that dies when I die inside of you. Can you push me down and hold me there? Can you crush then kill me after locking me away? I never wanted to be here. Whisk me far away. Take me away. When my faith wears thin, I break underneath your grasp. I hear music and only pain will last. You squeeze me until I have nothing left to give, and I know the life in my soul never return again. Galway Girl was murdered before she was born, and the times I thought I was spending with her, I was only spending alone. I will forget her forever and fall under the spell of Father Time. But I know you'll be here with me. After all, they closed the doors on me. Used to be people to talk to. Used to be a place to go where we wouldn't be afraid of being taken away. I know you'll be here with me. After all, they closed the doors on me. Me down and hold me there. Can you crush then kill me after locking me away? I never wanted to be here. Whisk me far away. Take me away. Where my faith wears thin, I break underneath your grasp. I hear music and only pain will love the Lord. Music and only pen light and nothing left to give, and I know the life in my soul.
The lights in
from across the grave. I am more than a candle, and I burned all up until I could no longer shine. I loved you longer than life. I shine forever until I could no longer contain my own vibrant world, the one that existed inside the sand of these desert streets covered in blood. So far away from my home, a nation that will never understand the torture caused to those who live across the sea. Could any of my words be enough? If the brightness of my morning shone throughout the world, and we glorify this cadence of the morning, when the dawn comes emphasizing that all light comes from the same source, and now you are a light as well, shining throughout the world. Little candles lit on the Capitol steps of the nation, until we can clearly see the truth through every lie. So far away from my home, a nation that will never understand the torture caused to those who live across the sea. Could any of my words be enough? If the brightness of my morning shone throughout the world, and we glorify this cadence of the morning, when the dawn comes emphasizing that all light comes from the same source, and now you are a light as well, shining throughout the world. Candles lit on the Capitol steps of the nation, until we can clearly see the truth through every lie.